Okay, I missed the Shiori transition, alright? Where the fuck did she go?
ユウ先輩、どこへ行くんですか?
The next day, I was walking along with Shiori on our usual route to school. Let's start off by going somewhere we always go.
いつも通りって。
The school?
本当にいつも通りじゃないですか。
I mean, you're not wrong. Isn't that what I just said?
ここまでいつも通りとは思いませんでした。
Oh wait, hang on. We aren't really going to the usual place, are we? Okay, yeah, no, I was right in saying that she's technically not wrong. Listen, just because you go to school every day doesn't mean I would consider it my usual place. Even in the situation of what you and the other characters are doing, where they're still going to school because that's where their clubroom is, and they're still going there basically every day except on weekends. Right? But I still wouldn't call that a usual place. Because outside of those times, it's a place you're forced to go to. It's the same thing as, going to your work. I wouldn't call the job site a usual place to go. Alright? No, now. Don't worry about it. And let's just go. I took Shiori's hand and began to walk.
ユウ先輩、学園の中では。
What? Hold hands? What's the big deal? We don't have anything to hide at this point. I laced my fingers firmly with hers, determined not to let go. Oh, it's a more intimate holding hand holding. We held hands like lovers would.
恥ずかしいじゃないですか。
I think this is where I first spoke to you.
そうでしたね。
This is where you first spoke to a few people. Well, I'm thinking Hibiki, right? This is technically where he had his first heart-to-heart with Hibiki, and this is where we as the audience are first introduced to Kika. Nothing really much with Nagiko or Riri, so unlucky. But sure, let's make this a special place for Shiori. What did you think of me back then?
変な人が来たと思ってました。
Isn't that a little mean?
無視してもしつこく居座り続けたじゃないですか。
I mean, I guess technically Kika... I think you talked to Kika before here, but this was when we were first introduced to her. Well, you wouldn't talk to me. Of course I look like some weirdo talking to himself.
変な人の自覚はあったんですね。
Would you have rather I backed off immediately?
あの時はそう思ってましたけど、今は感謝しています。ユウ先輩がしつこい人じゃなければ、こうして私は隣にいませんでしたから。
Right? Aren't I amazing?
調子に乗ってますね。
Of course I was full of myself. I got to be Shiori's boyfriend after all. We went into the building and headed to our familiar club room. It sure feels like something's missing when it's empty like this.
そうですね。ここはいつも騒がしいですから。
You always had your nose in a book and refused to initiate a conversation.
人と話をするのは苦手なんです。
Even now?
さあ、どうでしょう。だいぶマシになったとは思いますが、先輩がいないところでも問題ないかどうかはわからないです。
You should try talking to the others when I'm not with you. Hibiki, Kashima, Kaido, Ritsu, and even Hijiri will be there to help you. Shinji, not so much.
そうですね。そう思います。
He'll be there, just not to help. You're welcome to assert dominance. You're welcome to assert dominance over Shinji, though. Just go ham.
ユウ先輩もひどい人ですね。
It'll be a good opportunity for him too, though. I'd like him to stop being so clingy all the time.
そういうことなら、ユウ先輩のことを取られてしまわないように頑張ってみます。
The old Shiori probably would have denied it and said it was impossible. The fact she was being the fact that she was being positive was proof that she was growing as a person. Going forward, I'd like to make even more memories here with the others.
はい。
あ、
ユウ先輩と一緒に思い出作ります。
I gently petted her head with the hope this would lead to a more confident Shiori. Okay, let's head to the next place.
次はどこに行くつもりなんでしょう。
Where everyone recorded those videos.
鹿島先輩、緊張してましたね。
Kashima's probably the type who doesn't take many pictures of herself, so it's understandable why she was so nervous.
他人にレンズを向けられるとそうかもしれませんね。
For you too, Shiori?
緊張しすぎて棒読みになります。
Oh, yeah, I guess you did used to do that. So Shiori was the type to get stiff as a board from nerves, but didn't let it show on the surface.
今まではずっと一人でやってきましたから、それでも良かったんです。でも、これからはもう少し人に慣れていかないといけませんよね。
Mm-hmm. If you do, I'm sure it'll help expand your worldview.
はい。
How about you try hanging out with Kashima sometime?
それって、二人でですか？
You could invite someone else along too. Wouldn't it be nice to have fun with the girls once in a while?
そうですね。きっと楽しいです。
Or just the girls?
ここ、リツが動画を撮ってくれた場所ですね。
As she said that, her feet landed on the spot where Ritsu was standing.
お昼、一緒に食べることになりそうです。
Isn't that a great idea? Isn't that a great thing?
ユウ先輩のこともお願いされてしまいました。
What do you take me for exactly?
手のかかるやんちゃ坊主といったところですかね。
I'm your upperclassman, you know.
ユウ先輩のこと、リツに相談してみますね。
Is there even anything you need to ask about?
たくさんありますよ。
Like what?
普段の生活に関することはリツの方が詳しいじゃないですか。
My lifestyle?
その、私も遠野家の味を覚えたいんです。
Learn how our household operates. I wasn't so dumb that I didn't understand that implication behind what she'd said. Are you serious about that?
本気です。
I see. For real?
今の割と勇気のいるセリフだったんですけど。
You're bold in the strangest of ways.
そうでしょうか。
Wouldn't you want to think over that sort of thing a little while longer?
ユウ先輩以外は考えられませんので、時間の無駄です。
She was blunt, if nothing else.
ユウ先輩、頬が緩んでますよ。
That's just how my face looks.
なるほど。締まりのない顔なんですね。
Awfully iffy description to go with, isn't it?
可愛くて私は好きですよ。
A teasing smile arose to her face. She seemed to be back to normal now.
カイドウ先輩は見た目と中身のギャップがすごい人ですよね。
Yeah, I know what you mean.
普段は強くて凛々しい人ですけど、ふとした時に女子です。
Yeah, that's most tomboys. Surprisingly enough, she seems to like cute things too.
ユウ先輩もギャップのある女子の方が好きですか？
Yes, especially very much so. I guess I'd prefer it if they did rather than not.
なるほど。
No need to worry. You more than fit that description. Heck, you're basically the embodiment of the concept.
Eh?
Don't tell me you never noticed.
全く。
Well, don't worry about it. I love you in every way possible. The fact that he isn't explaining it kind of doesn't come off as a compliment.
ありがとうございます。
For example, 1 second you're as cool as a cucumber, only to get as red as a tomato. You see what I mean?
別に照れていません。
You don't need to hide it.
隠すも何も照れていませんから。
She was stubborn. I love that part of her too, though.
小日向先輩の言葉には謎の説得力がありました。
Yeah, since she has nothing but self-confidence.
本当にすごいと思います。あれだけの自信を持てる人はなかなかいません。一種の才能だと思います。
Agreed. Her self-confidence and ability to drag people into her schemes are talents. And let's hope that self-confidence is tied to a deep-seated childhood trauma to build her to improve in her characterization during her route.
私も小日向先輩のようになりたいです。
I'm very speaking of Hibiki, right? I'm very hung up on if I should do her route next or last, right? Because, well, as you know, I try to do these routes from least favorite to most. Hang on, where is my Kakenuke ranking? Here. Right, as you can see, Hibiki is last. But, as you can also see, Shiori is 4th. Because of my mod. He wanted me to do Shiori first. And that's basically the same thing with every petite/lolly character. He wants me to do his favorite character first. So, of course, I obliged because he gifted me the games. With Hibiki, he's last. So it makes me more inclined to do hers next. But she's also the poster child of the game, which makes me inclined to do hers last. Right? And, well, it'll take any excuse, right? It'll take any excuse for me to bump her up at least 1 grade before I'm like, okay, I'll do hers last. But, yeah, until then, I doubt Hibiki's going to change in the ranking at all. At least until her route. Shiori, she's getting bumped up. It's just, for some reason, I've stopped changing the rankings mid-route and have moved on to doing it after the route finishes, as you've seen from 9-9 and MML. Seriously?
かっこいい女子憧れます。
I like the cute girls that I like the cute girl that you are, Shiori.
両立させる方向で
That sounded like a pretty difficult compromise to achieve.
見習えるところは見習っていきたいと思います。
She does like to look out for other people, so I'm sure she'd teach you anything you'd want to know.
はい、そうしてみます。
Okay, we've more or less toured the filming locations, and time to head to the next excursion.
気晴らしいですか？
Yeah, we're going to take a quick walk down memory lane. Specifically the boardwalk, because that's where they've spent the most time talking, outside of her room. We would go around and visit the places I've been with Shiori one more time. Oh, wait. We would go around and visit the places I'd been with Shiori one more time. I thought it might help bring some old sentiments to mind.
初心に帰るということですか？
Yeah, that's basically the idea.
わかりました。行きましょう。
We around to all sorts of places. Damn. Usually there's a letter missing, but this time there's a whole word missing. We walked around to all sorts of places. First, it was the station. Next, we went to the arcade. Shiori showed me some of her crane game skills and such as well. And then we went to an escape room, but a different one because we didn't have another couple with us. And then we went back to the daycare, but it was closed, so we had to it was closed on weekend, so we had to go somewhere else. We chatted about the escape room. I was joking. We chatted about the escape room we enjoyed once before on our way downtown. Oh, they only talked about it. They didn't go to one. After taking a break and grabbing a bite to eat in the shopping district, we reminisced about the summer festival. Would this get Shiori to remember the happiness she felt back then one more time? What, when you confessed? I doubt she would forget. What do you mean? We headed to the park and we ran into the dog owner from before. Shiori was delighted to see Kotaro again. He was friendly and she seemed less tense now that she had a chance to play with him. She managed to have a conversation with the dog, I mean the lady, further proving how much she had grown. The stimuli she gained from talking to other people would give birth to something new. She's getting more extroverted the more she converses. Her social battery is increasing instead of decreasing like a normal introvert. Something Shiori had never been able to do before. I thought it would be great if she could head in a new direction in life. So, how's the excursion? And this is the last stop in our excursion. The Shiori's route's favorite background, the boardwalk.
はい、とても充実した休日になりました。
We strolled around town until dusk. Then, with a comfortable degree of fatigue, we followed the path home. Did this help alleviate some of your worries?
わかりません。
Did it give you any ideas at least?
この夏、ユウ先輩や青春部のみんなと過ごして、いっぱい経験して、いっぱい発見して、私の中での変化が戸惑いになっているんでしょうか。
No one has all the answers, so why not just lean into it and see how things go? No matter what form she takes, Shiori will still be Shioran will still be Shioran. I'm sure the people who believe in and support Shioran will keep on following her. Maybe stop saying Shioran. You can say her. If you say her, people understand who you're implying. That's why I think you should go full steam ahead.
でも、
Oh, that's her.
主張してくれる人皆さんが、部の皆さんやユウ先輩のように、優しい人ばかりとは限らないです。
That's a complicated topic to be sure. I had experience with that myself. People who would hurt you for the fun of it, faces you didn't want to remember. Then again, that's exactly why what Hibiki said was right. You let people say whatever the heck they want. You only live once, so do whatever makes you happiest. I mean, I do hope we get more characterization of you in Hibiki's route, and also Ritsu's route, obviously, but yeah, we aren't getting much of you's characterization in Shiori's route, and I don't think it's gonna happen with Nagiko, Riri, or Kika, right? If you have any trouble, then I can step in to lend you a hand. No matter what happens, you won't have to go at it alone. We'll overcome it together. Wasn't that how it went down when I needed help?
それ、学園長のことですか?
Yeah, I put on a brave face, but I was horribly depressed about it.
そうだったんですか。
I got past it because all of you were there for me. If I had been on my own, I probably would have broken down. Having others there to support you is more effective than I thought.
それはわかります。ユウ先輩が私を思ってくれるのはとても支えになりますから。
See? And the others feel the same way about you too.
皆さん、支 支えてくれるんでしょうか。
They wouldn't have recorded videos like those otherwise. Everyone's worried about you, Shiori. Maybe except Shinji. He was more forced into making a video for you through Kika. And she technically didn't make a video for you either, but she made a cameo in Shinji's video.
私は
And me too, naturally.
ユウ先輩
No matter which path you choose, there's going to be rough patches along the way. The thing is though, aren't dreams and goals interesting because they aren't achieved easily? I want to help make your dreams come true. I want to be right there beside you to support you.
どうして
Isn't it obvious? This was the one moment I couldn't waver. I gazed straight into Shiori's eyes and told her how I felt. Because I love you, Shiori. The good and the bad. I love everything about you. The happy times, fun times, and even the brutal times. Don't bring your catchphrase into this. Let's share them together. Oh, that's a brutal time. Okay, that's much better.
こんな風に自分を受け入れてくれること、今までありませんでした。それが、こんなにも嬉しいなんて、知りませんでした。
Everyone in the youth collective is on your side.
はい。皆さんを信じてみます。
That goes for me too. Me too, of course. I'm going to treasure you.
ユウ先輩の気持ちが一番嬉しいです。
I'm really lucky to be your boyfriend.
これからは遠慮せずに甘えてみます。面倒なことはユウ先輩に全部お任せしますね。
It'll be difficult to deal with all of your struggles. Please cut me some slack.
冗談です。
If you've got enough breathing room to joke around, then I'd assume you're fine.
はい。ユウ先輩が一緒にいてくれるなら。
I needed to show Shiori how much I loved her and held her close.
ユウ先輩、お願いがあります。私の最後の不安、消してもらえませんか？
Shiori's eyes wavered as she looked up at me. Is there something I can do?
ユウ先輩にしかできないことです。
Why do I feel... Surely it's not going in the direction I think it is. It wasn't as if I didn't know what Shiori wanted.
ユウ先輩が先に踏み出すための勇気をくれれば、きっと進めます。
Sure, leave it to me.
さあ、始めましょう。
I told you they would do it multiple times, and they did it off screen. Thank God. I felt refreshed after getting in the shower. We decided to regroup at Shiori's place rather than mine to help get into the proper headspace. What, of sex or whatever you're doing after? You're awfully motivated.
はい、今の私は何でもできる気がします。
That's awesome, especially after what you did.
ユウ先輩が勇気をくれましたから。
Did you feel better after everything now? About everything now?
はい。私はしおりんというキャラクターに一つの理想を託していました。私にはできないことをさせてきた理想の私の投影でした。だから私はどこかで私としおりんを別々に分けて考えていたのだと思います。でも実際はそうじゃありませんでした。しおりんは私の一部だったんです。私の成長とともにしおりんもまた成長しました。その成長が違和感になり、さらに不安、恐れ、焦りとなっていました。でも ゆう先輩や青春部のみんなに応援されて、前に進む勇気をもらいました。どんなしおりんでも、それは間違いじゃない。今、私は私のしたいことをやってみます。
I could sense the strength of will in her eyes. And I'd imagine she would become a different Shioran from before. You're not going to make videos to appease your viewers, but create content that you want to make, right?
はい、そういうことです。ということなので、ゆう先輩、企画を練りましょう。青春部がそうしてきたように、興味のあるものをまずは片っ端から上げていくんです。
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be an all-nighter.
エナジードリンクは冷蔵庫の中にたくさんありますので、飲みたければご自由にどうぞ。
Please get healthier drinks.
ものづくりをする人間の基本です。
You mean staple? That sort of logic was a bit questionable. Okay, listen, if it wasn't energy drinks, it'd be coffee. And if it isn't coffee, it's caffeine tablets, alright? I'd better keep an eye out going forward. Alright, let's get started.
はい、よろしくお願いします。
And if it isn't caffeine tablets, it's cocaine. I mean, project planning, recording, and editing. There was a pile of work to do, but Shiori was all smiles. Especially after what you did. What? It was going to be a long night. We each offered up our opinions. We finally got the workflow nailed down around the time the sun started to come up over the horizon. That took more time than I thought. Want to record after a quick break?
いえ、すぐに始めてしまいましょう。この気持ちが冷めないうちに撮りたいです。きっと、いい仕上がりになると思います。
Okay, guess I'll join you then. Listen, she's pumped up on caffeine and adrenaline. If she takes a break now, she'll crash and she won't be able to get any recording done.
はい、まだ寝かせませんよ。
We got the camera equipment ready. We'd used it a few times during her hiatus to try and come up with solutions, but it had been quite a while since it had been used for actual videos. Shiori, the end's finally in sight, right? End's finally in sight, huh?
ですね。
What, like the end of this route is finally in sight? It had been a long journey. A lot had happened since the start of her slump.
でも、ここから大変な作業が待ってます。大変ですけど、とても楽しみです。
There's a ton you want to do, huh?
ちょっと多すぎたでしょうか。
I think it's fine. You can just keep on doing the things you want to do now.
はい。しおりんの新しい動画、楽しんでもらえるでしょうか。私は、誰かの支えになれるでしょうか。
Are you worried?
心配がないと言えば嘘になります。いつだって動画を上げる前は、それがどう評価されるのか心配で、落ち着いてなんていられないです。でも、出した後はもう変えられないので、私は私を信じて、自信を持って動画を出し続けます。よかったならそれを励みに、失敗したらそれをバネに、私の楽しいをみんなに伝えられるよう頑張るだけです。
She had really gotten strong.
作業を始める前に、少しいいですか？ゆう先輩、ありがとうございました。
Where's this coming from?
私に自信をくれたこと、とても感謝してます。本当に。
Hold on. Hold off on saying any of that until tomorrow.
え？
I'm not the only one you have to thank, right? You should tell everyone at the same time when we get to the club. I mean, she already did thank you in her own way. That only you two could do together. But in the privacy of your own room.
はい。 。そうしようと思います。でも、ユウ先輩は私にとって特別ですから、今お礼が言いたいです。ユウ先輩のおかげで、私は、大好きなものを大好きでいられます。ですから、ありがとうございました。
Shiori courteously bowed her head. I didn't help her because I wanted to thank her, and I know the others felt the same way. But you've worked so hard. As usual, I gave her head a nice gentle pat. But it was partially to hide how embarrassed I was.
ユウ先輩、なでなでが乱れてますよ。
Isn't this how I always do it?
そういうことにしておきます。
She'd seen right through me. This was why clever and attentive people were troublesome.
さあ、作業を始めましょう。青春部の皆さんと視聴者の皆さん、たくさんの人たちとの関わりと支えてもらったことで変わることができた私の気持ち、そしてユウ先輩と一緒に青春を過ごしてきた時間が私のかけがえのない大切なものです。
She reflected on the feelings she held in her heart, as if to confirm them for herself. And she shared those feelings aloud.
これから撮る動画に今の私の気持ちを込めてみます。
Yeah, I'm counting on you to make something that'll surprise everyone.
はい、期待に応えられるように頑張ります。
Shiori kept on re-recording her video until she was satisfied with it. I advised her of what I had thought and felt too, and it was all slowly but surely taking shape. Time passed in the blink of an eye.
野良猫のみんな、にゃにゃす。お久しぶりのしおりんだよ。突然お休みなんてしちゃってごめんね。びっくりさせちゃったよね。
It's definitely been up because I found myself a boyfriend, alright?
みんなと会えなかった間にね、考えることがたくさんあったの。それで今日はみんなに伝えたいことがあるんだ。しおりんにとってすっごく大切なこと、それからお話ししたいこともいっぱい。今日は盛りだくさんの動画だから最後まで見てくれると嬉しいな。そうそう、まずはこれをみんなに伝えなくっちゃ。復帰のご挨拶しなきゃだよね。野良猫のみんな、ただいま。
What the fuck? Well, it's one way to end a... You know, it's kind of hard for me to talk when it's this loud, so I probably should just wait until the end. Hey, don't show that part. There's a reason I cut off the CG. But that was only for the thumbnail. That was definitely unexpected in terms of your average visual novel ending, or any anime ending in general. Time to settle in. It would be easy to pass the time here since it was nice and shady. Now that I can actually hear my own voice, thoughts on Shiori's route. It was good. It's, well, in terms of good routes, it's definitely lower in terms of how good it is, but there were some really good parts in it, and there were some really bad parts in it. Obviously, the confession scene I praised a lot, and then the escape room scene, or lack thereof, I tore into. So it's more, it's 50-50, and then the scenes in between those were pretty good. If I was gonna rank this in terms of other quote-unquote good routes in other visual novels, I mean, obviously, it's not as bad as a Hazuki route, or it's not as bad as a Mio route. From Hazuki from Riddle Joker, and Mio from Urasekai, right? But it's sort of on the level of, if I was going to use the same Riddle Joker and Urasekai route analogy, probably on the same level as like a Nanami or a Kyo, right? But yeah, it was pretty good. I did like how we were helping Shiori get out of her slump of being a complete introvert. You know, the one thing that kind of shifted her from being completely introverted and being completely unable to interact with strangers to being able to easily interact with strangers, albeit still a little nervous, but has completely shifted her and has stopped being as nervous around strangers. You know, that definitely brings it down a lot, right? It could have been great, right? You know, other than the confession scene, every other scene was good, right? It was fine. Nothing bad until, you know, they didn't show a scene. Which was one of the more important ones in terms of Shiori's character development, right? Her route didn't just revolve around her persona as Shiorin, right? It also revolves around her ability to interact with strangers, right? It was also about you trying to help Shiori break out of her shell and start interacting with more people other than like you and the small interactions he has with the other people in the club, right? I mean, it was an arc more later that started later on in the route, but it was an important route. It was an important part, nevertheless, right? But other than that, the rest of her route was good, and I'm sure the epilogue won't change my opinion on that. But a little over a week had passed since the new school term had started. We were enjoying our student life in the middle of this late summer heat, with no inkling of autumn yet to be found. Alright, I wonder what's for lunch today. I opened up the bundle I'd gotten from Ritsu before I left the house this morning and found sandwiches, huh? I was grateful that I could eat these with one hand. Time to eat. Oh, what are you going to do with the other hand? I brought a sandwich to my mouth as I took out my phone and fired up the video I'd bookmarked before.
お休みしてる間にね、いろんなことを考えたんだ。
You don't think it's a bit awkward to be watching Shiran videos?
これまでのこと、これからのことも迷ってて、ちょっと落ち込んだりしちゃった。そんな時、とってもあったかい後押しをもらえたの。一生忘れられない大切な気持ち、ツリッターや動画にみんないっぱいコメントしてくれたよね。本当にとっても嬉しかった。たくさんの人が私を応援してくれてるんだって。動画を見てくれてる野良猫のみんなや、動画の作成に協力してくれてるお友達、たくさんの人に支えてもらえたから戻ってこれたの。みんなの声がとても温かかったから。大切なみんなからかけてもらった温かい言葉の数々。私はきっと忘れないと思う。大切な人たちの声ってやっぱりすごい力があるんだなって、そう感じたの。姿は見えなくても、直接言葉を交わすわけじゃなくても、ずっとそばにいるよって、いくつもの応援やメッセージが一つになって、しおりんに力をくれたの。私が困っている時に声をかけて助けてくれた。小さくて、でもとても大きな力があったから、私は大切な人に支えられているんだって分かったから。いっぱいの人たちに、たくさんの野良猫ちゃんたちに支えられてきたんだから、しおりんもね、今度は野良猫のみんなを支えてあげられるように頑張ろうって思ったんだ。野良猫のみんながへこんじゃってる時、しおりんがみんなのために元気を分けてあげられるようになりたいなって。隣、いいですか？
Oh god. It was awkward before when he was watching Shiran's videos, and now the person in front of him is what am I trying to say? And now the person the subject of the video is standing right in front of him. Sure, let's go with that.
珍しいですね。ユウ先輩がぼっちでご飯なんて。
Not quite. I came here to intentionally be alone.
なるほど。戦略的ぼっちですね。
Where are your sandwiches? Where the fuck is the sandwiches? Well, she could phrase it somehow. She could phrase it however she wanted.
それ、夏休みの最後に撮った動画ですね。
Yeah, I felt like watching it again.
私たちにとって思い出深い動画ですからね。
It's too bad how it panned out though. This was the VTuber video Shiori and I frantically created together for the contest before summer break ended. The results had been published last night. In the end, the Shiori video didn't make the cut.
簡単に結果が出せるとは思ってませんから。落ち込んだりはしてません。むしろ、今まで以上にやる気が湧いてきました。
Wow, that's super positive.
新しい企画のアイディアもありますし、次のステップに進むために、今は頑張る時です。
You're taking a new step?
生配信に挑戦してみようかと思います。
Live streaming? Where you do stuff in real time? I mean, it's the natural progression to how this route was panning out, considering that it just, you know, it just felt like it would go down there, especially because now she's more extroverted, right?
はい、練習して歌の配信をしてみたいんです。しおりんとして歌って、私の夢を叶えてみたい。企画を考えてみて、そう思ったんです。
Singing, huh?
それだけではありません。歌に慣れてきたら次は踊りです。
Really?
せっかく機材もありますし、使わない手はありません。歌と踊りができるようになれば、最終目標まであと一歩じゃないですか。
Your end goal?
ネットライブを企画します。
Kind of like those VR ones?
そうです。 VR 空間でしおりんのライブをするんです。
Would that be tough to pull off?
大変でしょうね。
I don't know. I thought she would have wanted to do one like a Hololive concert. It wasn't especially tech savvy, and even I could tell how difficult this was going to be. This was Shiori we were talking about, though. There was no way she would be considering. She would be considering it if she didn't have a plan in mind already. That look on your face says you can pull it off.
はい。それに、大変だからこそ、やりがいがあると思います。
Positive through and through, huh? Seeing Shiori brimming with enthusiasm motivated me to keep doing my best too.
ユウ先輩にも意見を聞かせてほしいのですが。
Sure.
まず、周知戦略が必要になると思います。そのためには、歌動画を何本も作らないと。
Yeah, you'll need a good number of them.
人を集めるために、ゲーム配信やコラボ配信も積極的に取り組んでみようと思っています。もちろん、今までのコンテンツも続けていきます。しおりんのベースをおろそかにはできません。
That's way too much. Won't that be ridiculously hard?
一芸では足りません。マルチに幅を広げていかないと、新規の視聴者さんは押してくれません。
I mean, she's not wrong, but the Shioran target audience with the fortune telling thing is going to be completely different to the Shioran gaming, that kind of thing. What am I trying to say? As long as it's a different channel, right? It'll probably be fine, right? You know, how would I compare this to? A lot of reaction VTubers, right? A lot of react VTubers, right? Where most of their content is all about them reacting to stuff. They still play games, right? They still game on their streams, right? And that would be on a separate channel. And they'd post that on a separate channel because they're different target audiences. So, you know, as long as Shiori does that, right? Doesn't post the gaming videos alongside the fortune-telling videos, right? There shouldn't be a problem. It sounded like her schedule was going to be jam-packed.
VR ライブを開催する目標は1年後です。そこまで全力で駆け抜けようと思います。どうでしょう？いいアイディアだと思いませんか？
Yeesh. You sure are greedy.
賞賛はあります。
I could sense the confidence and hope in her smile. This was going to make me fall for her all over again.
ユウ先輩、チャンスをつかみに行きましょう。
Yeah, you're right. Shiori's smile was facing firmly forward. This was the definite growth I had sensed in the time we'd spent together over summer break.
初めてのことばかりです。いろいろな苦労をすると思いますけど、疲れたり落ち込んだりしたら、ユウ先輩に思いっきり甘やかしてもらいます。
Sure. I'm the only one who can support you that way, after all. With that, I petted her head.
ユウ先輩の手、やっぱり気持ちいいですね。
I'm a pro at petting you, you know.
じゃあ、私はユウ先輩に撫でられるプロです。
You're a pro at giving head. What? Never mind. As nonchalant as our conversation was, it felt like pure bliss. You know, I'm pretty sure building up moments like these and nurturing your feelings together is what love is.
ユウ先輩。はじめに私を見つけてくれたのは、ユウ先輩でした。
I found you?
一人で閉じこもっていた私に手を差し伸べてくれました。あの時、先輩が声をかけてくれた瞬間から、私の恋は始まっていたんです。
Shiori.
ユウ先輩とずっと一緒にいたいです。秋になって、冬が来て、春を迎えて、来年の夏も その先も。
Yeah, I want to be with you forever too, Shiori.
ユウ先輩と青春できて、私、幸せです。
We're still living in it, you know.
そうですね。私たちの青春は、これからです。
Our youth would someday come to an end. However, by supporting one another through thick and thin, that alone would be enough to propel us forward.
ユウ先輩、これからもずっと一緒に青春しましょう。
Of course, if you say so, Shiori. That was both my wish and my promise. My and Shiori's summer wasn't over yet. Because they're gonna be fucking. When they ain't making videos, they're gonna be fucking. Well,
Kakenuke青春スパーキング
there it is. And when I was talking about the fucking, there's after story shit too. But only for the main 4 girls. Unlucky Ritsu and Hijiri, you don't get an extra H scene in your side character routes.
駆け抜け青春スパーキング
But yeah, I had a few thoughts during that last part of her route, and one thing I wish they did a bit more of, or they focused more on, right, is her interaction with her parents, right? Or how would I say this? Yeah, nothing like a conflict, right? Not like Rinka from My Clitty Cupid conflict kind of thing with her parents, right? That's not the kind of route that Shiori's was aiming for. But you know, there could at least be some more tension between the, you know, parents and Shiori, right? Whether it be something to do with the VTubing side of things, or the dating you side of things, or, you know, Shiori feeling neglected by her parents in some sort of way. I mean, obviously she brought it up, right, that her parents aren't really around that much because they're always working, but it didn't go any further than that. But, you know, I can't really criticize a route for not having something, right, that, you know, they didn't really need to add, right? Obviously there was one thing that I can and did complain about, but, you know, focusing on Shiori's parents isn't really the same thing, right? But with that being said, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, a subscribe would be appreciated. And if you want to support me even further, you could always, you know, go over to my Twitch, follow me. I stream over there as well. I'm also a streamer sometimes. Fuck. Yeah, I have a schedule, but I don't follow it religiously, right? You know how it is. With that being said though, next route, I'm still iffy on it. I might do Riri's route, I might do Hibiki's route. I'm siding with doing Riri's route. Right, I'm siding with doing Riri's route, because here's the thing, right? Hibiki, like, remember what I was saying about the excuses thing? Hibiki was a lot less annoying in Shiori's route, and that's because there was a lot less of her in Shiori's route. But with that being said, Shiori, you're getting second place. Good for you. You're in between Kika and you're in between the two side characters. You didn't quite get up there to first place, unfortunately. You know, it's not like 9-9 when the respective heroine of the route of the episode will always get first place at the end of said episode, but you got second place at least. With that being said though, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and I will see you guys again next time. Bye bye.